Hey Aquarius, welcome back to Cappy Cove. This is going to be your love and your general reading for the month of September 2019. It is for those who have Aquarius in their sun, moon, rising, or their Venus. Also, please keep in mind it's a general reading, so not all messages are going to apply to everyone. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and the first thing I'm going to go into is the general reading. And I'm actually going to point out your spirit animal to start with, which is the groundhog spirit, and it's about time to let go. I feel like anything that your heart was once attached to or anything you were emotionally attached to, it's going to be time to let that go. And in your spread, I'm already seeing stuff that has to do around with anything you could be addicted to. And it doesn't have to be a substance abuse issue. It could be like food, it could be money, or spending money for that matter. But anything that you have clinged on to that has been an unhealthy habit of yours, I feel like the month of September is going to be a time where either you have worked really hard to release it and you're going to be excelling at it this month, or it's going to be time to let it go and making changes in order to achieve what you want. I'm also seeing here that a lot of balance is going to be required for the month of September. Y'all's crystal for the month is amethyst. It's mental powers, divine love, balance, and spiritual partnership. So having amethyst around y'all for the month of September will be very beneficial. I'm getting a really strong message here though with the balance. It's almost like you don't want to deprive yourself, but you also don't want to overindulge. So that's going to be a really big key for y'all in the month of September. I'm also seeing a really big creative spark here. A lot of you could be getting more interested in anything that has to do with the arts. I see someone who's taking an interest in ballet and body painting. I feel like there's going to be a big concentration on your physical body. A lot of you could be starting to work out or getting gym memberships or something along those lines. I feel like for those who had food addictions, this will be a really big month where you start balancing the food that you put in your body and treating it better and giving it the nutrition it needs. I feel like if there was anything toxic in your life, though, this is the time where you're learning to release and let go. I do see that September is going to be a really good month for y'all for the most part. I'm really liking this reading a lot. I feel like there is going to be a choice that has to be made. For some of you, this is going to be a choice you have to make between two people or letting someone go. That could be in a relationship or that could be with something else. It really depends on each individual. I'm seeing new financial opportunities coming in. Some of you could get a job offer. Someone could be giving you money to help pay off a debt. Some of you could be getting over a gambling addiction as well. Or if you're in the habit of spending more money than necessary. I also see some of you could be recovering from a physical injury. So there could be some that are going through a lot of physical therapy for the month of September. Some of you are changing your diet because you are pregnant. And it could be something that the doctor requires you to do. I'm seeing anything with emotions, you're going to be getting into a better emotional space. And I think it's either because you're going to be releasing all these old toxic ways and habits or things that no longer were doing y'all any good. Or it's going to be more you kind of come to the realization this month and then you decide to do it. And because of that, you become more emotionally in a better place. I do see finances getting better, especially for those who have had any type of debt, because there's a lot here around money and the lack of money, gambling and spending. So there is a really big need here to balance your finances as well. And I feel like that's going to start getting cleared up this month. If it isn't already getting to that point where you're starting to see the results, some of you may already be at that point. Others of you are just going to be starting. Some of you could be getting into an art program as well. And any decision that you do have to make for the month of September, this is something that you know what to let go of. It's like you know which decision to make. It's really going to come down to listening to your instincts. And this is something I've been seeing a lot of with the signs for this month. There's a lot of signs that are having to make a decision. I do see a lot of options for y'all coming up as far as work. And there's going to be more opportunities. I even see this with dating someone as well. But I'll get into the love reading in a minute. But there are options, I feel like specifically for the singles, there are options available for you. Or you will have them available to you, shall I say. I'm also seeing here that those who haven't, getting a good, being cleansed and being with water is going to be very comforting this month as well. Some of you are meant to be energy healers, or will just be starting that. Some of you could also be seeking someone who does energy healing to help you out. Like I said, I see a lot that has to do with the physical body. I feel like September is really going to be a lot about how you can heal your mind, your spirit, and your body. And there's a bigger focus on the physical aspects as well. Some of you could be getting like new haircuts, dyeing your hair, new contact colors. Some of you could, like I said, go to the gym, but there's a lot here that has to do with your physical appearance. Some of you could be recovering from a cosmetical procedure as well. I'm getting that also. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and switch over and do y'all's love reading, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So now let's get into your love reading. I actually had an extra card that flew out, and it was the moon. I'm seeing here, with whoever your love interest is, you have some type of spiritual connection with them. Some of you, it could be a past relationship, or there's a very deep, strong connection that is extremely hard to break. Some of you could have dreams about this person, or have them in your dreams, but what I'm seeing here is that there is a really deep connection, but at the same time, I'm sensing a lot of trust issues with this person as well. The way that you're seeing this person, we have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. And I'm seeing it, okay, there's a few different ways I'm seeing this. And one of the ways is that things, you're kind of just like, shit's not going good. So you see them as somebody like either they're just, things aren't the way that you want them to be, or something within a relationship took a wrong turn and things are going really bad. And I'm really seeing big time a lack of trust here. For some of you, it could be having to do with infidelity. For others, it's just going to be other things that were withheld from you and made you not feel like you were with them, that caused some of this trust stuff. And some of you, it could be past issues coming back, but either way, you're just seeing them as things that just isn't working out right. And then the way that they view you, I'm either seeing this with the World card, either this is somebody that they feel really happy with you and like very solid foundation, and like you're their family, and for others, I feel like they're ready to end the relationship. So that's going two different ways, and it's a general reading, so again, apply this how you will. And then you have the High Priestess in reverse. And I feel like your energies together is like, yeah, like this all, okay, this all ties into trust, is basically what I am seeing. Whatever trust issues were here, either the truths are just now coming out and being released, or they're going to be released in the month of September. You might be finding out things about this person you did not know, things that were just hidden from you. Some of you, it may feel like you are with somebody who you thought you knew, and you really look at them like you don't know who they are now. So even though there's a really strong connection here, a really deep connection, I feel like for the most part, I feel like for some of you, giving this a chance to work there's hope in this situation, okay? The outcome card is a star. There's definitely hope here. Some of you may be living in a fantasy world with it, though, at the same time. So unless there's a point that breaks where you get down to the actual truth of things and get really open and honest, it's almost like you really need a reality check with how this is going to go down, because if either party is living in a fantasy world with this, it's not going to get fixed, and the trust issues are still going to stay there. And even though it takes time to work through trust issues, I mean, there's hope. I'll put it like that. There's hope here. It just depends on how y'all want to play this out. I am seeing, though, that, the advice here is that some of you may be feeling like it is over because of how much has happened and how much, with the Ten of Wands, that's a big card for like a lot of burdens. So there could be a lot of things that have happened with this person that it's just too much to continue. And if you're not with them, but it's somebody you may have dated or been with before, it may just be too much for you to get with this person because of all the baggage that comes with it. Because I'm getting baggage. Someone who has a lot of baggage. And it's like, how are you going to work through it? I do see a lot of new starts here. I do feel like for some of you, I feel like for some of you, there's going to be new starts, whether it has to do with work or it has to do with love. I feel it more for jobs, but some of you singles, I do see some new potential people coming in, and I feel like, options are open at this time, like I was saying earlier. But if you're in a relationship, I kind of feel like this is somebody that either you've been with before or somebody that you're with now. This all comes down to trust issues. So whoever you're thinking about, I mean, there's definitely a lot of baggage in history here. Like I said, I feel like it's somebody that, you may have known in a past life, but there's just a lot of trust issues. There's hope in this situation, but it depends how y'all want to play it out. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there, y'all. Until next time, bye.